as we see a Twisted Fate along with the Vex. So we're gonna have support Ashe instead of Granny Spanner's Ashe. We're just going to see the AD Twisted Fate.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Devious Minds grouping up for a surprise attack. Rin's just smiting away that box. They want to make sure that Bisheko does not get to have his dream start here. The red side of a jungle. 2 wards put down, so pretty much all kinds of starts that Shaco could do from red side. Devious Minds will have that information if Shaco decides to go for it, but instead, we're going to see a bit of a reconnaissance from absolute units themselves.
I'll be grading your performance.
And Devious Minds bot lane is very likely to run into 4 members of absolute units. Are well within vision. They're about to get hooked, most likely. I mean, they should be expecting this to happen, but instead, they're just going to get caught out by this play. One summoner burnt already by the Ashe. Chotzi is going to take this red buff for free. But it is going to be responded to by Arins, obviously. He's well aware of what's going on. He's just going to move into the red side jungle of absolute units. Rosmoth, though, oh no. Level 2 gank. I feel like that should have been a read from Devious Mind's mid laner, and yet is forced to burn that flash regardless. It's a good move from absolute units, all things considered. I like what I'm seeing. They force a vertical jungle option, and they provide cover for their bot lane that way, but now Blaziken is under attack. He goes in, tries to make the trade, but it is going to be the first blood to Arins instead. Without any summoners to respond with. Blaziken was dead meat in that spot. And just like we hypothesized, Hikes and Cargilly are just pushing with no reprieve whatsoever. They're just shoving these waves over and over and over. And it feels like trying to provide some setup for the jungler if he wants to gank here. That's going to be tough. At least until Ashe gets Crystal Arrow. Right now, I think Granny Spanner and Memories will just have to tough it out for a while and then wait until later to have their impact on the Rift. Gotsu on the enemy Raptors. He's going to take those. So that's going to be a small advantage gain for the absolute units jungler. Outside of that first blood, it's still a dead even game right now. Although having that first blood on the Kindred is definitely a dream scenario for Devious Minds. some trading going on with top lane as well. The Lilia is going to be a big issue for Tom Kench. This is the matchup that we didn't talk about, but Lilia's mobility will really prevent Tom Kench from hitting the skill shots he wants to hit. The Q, but also any kind of setup that he wants to provide with his W, that will also be tough. And it's only going to get tougher the longer the game goes on, really. So T-Zums, his plan here is definitely not to sit in the side lane. He probably just wants to escape that lane, if possible, and try to contribute in other ways. Now Hikes and Cargilly could be in trouble. Granny Spanner taking a lot of damage. He has to be careful here, or else he might just die in the process, but no. Evades the skill shots. Hikes with the flash to try and get at least one kill, but instead he's just going to give away another kill to Arins, and that's 3-0 on the Kindred to open up this game. Eventually, you have to expect the jungler showing up when you're constantly pushing like this, and Absolute units were ill-prepared for what was about to come. And also, they really tried to get something in reply, desperately, but that just made them lose more in the end. If there's one champion you most definitely don't want to give free kills to, it's Kindred. Here comes Chotsuyo on the gank towards the Tom Kench. But there's so much damage on the other side. The Kindred and the 2v2 is so deadly. Just needs the Q to get that one. And February 14th now running towards the box. Going to get away, but now Blaziken's in a 1v3 situation, completely isolated. Also has to burn the summoner. All this really did was create a situation where Arins gets to get another kill without much of an effort, really. If we look at the gold each champion has in their pockets, Arins is sitting at 1700. I can only assume Serrated Dirk is going to build into the collector here. And then, before that collector is finished, we're going to see either a Kraken Slayer or Gale Force. Not sure what his plan is for this game. Rosmov also trying to assist the bot lane here. Already has level 6, but the bot lane doesn't. So Absolute units can feel safe about the situation for now. They avoid the gank, and they also could take this Rift Herald. They have priority in the mid lane, if they need it. Looks like it won't be necessary. Rin's still looking for an option. Memories of Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Looks like he will just fire away very soon. Who he's gonna target? It's Hikes, who doesn't have flash yet. All the CC onto him, but Absolute units firing back. Arin's forced to use Lamp's Respite to try and get away. He does do it successfully. There's the first kill of the game for the Twisted Fate in the bot lane. A certain flavor we don't see very often. Oh, a Shadow Surge was... Frozmoth was looking for that. It probably would have been a kill if it lands. Absolute Unit spawning the Herald, but now they have to run away pretty quickly because Rinz is on the scene. Fortunately for them, no Vex ultimate to try and chase them down in this situation. Absolute Unit's doing a pretty okay job keeping this game afloat, despite the amazing start for Rinz. But still, the question remains, what are we looking for in terms of the mid-game? What's the game plan? What's the strategy? Oh, nice CC. The Rin's forced to flash away. Absolute Unit's still chasing. The barrage from Xerath comes out, but it will not hit the intended targets. Oh, it's a baited switch from Vasheko. Frozmoth forced to use his summoner as well. That was a bit of a dodgy invade from Devious Mind, but they get away with their lives. All of them. I think Rinz will feel the happiest about that for sure, because he's worth a lot of gold right now. And he definitely doesn't want to give that away to anyone if he can avoid it. Yep, Pikes and Cargilly still on the offensive. I feel like even if Memories were to force a 2v2 all-in situation with Enchanted Crystal Arrow, they don't really have the damage to contend right now. So that could change if Brownie's Banner gets to his mythic choice. Still not sure what that will be. Don't really have much experience with AD Twisted Fate. I'll be completely real with you. Some more poke from the Absolute Unit's bot lane. Granny's Banner doing his damnedest to try and avoid all the skill shots coming his way. Another invade from a Rinz. This red buff is most likely going to be fought for. I was going to say Absolute Units will concede, but no they don't. They will try to fight for it. Unfortunate Blast Cone. Chotsuyu still fighting on the other side of the fight, but Frozmoth quickly dispatches February 14th. Lamb's Respite denies that kill once again. But Chotsuyu's still looking for it. He's going to get it. Shut down. Finally, Rinz meets his end at the hands of the Jester. It is a 1-for-1. We're still within a 1,000 gold margin. But it has to be said that this Kindred is just going to keep scaling. And if we look at the number of marks, we're already at 4. It's not good news for Absolute Units. The gold lead may not be that big, but Kindred is fed beyond belief right now. But oh no, Teasums looking for that 1v1, but he very much underestimates Lilia's power. February 14th gets a solo kill in the top lane. Now Arin's looking for something on his own. It's a solo mission. So Chotsuyu taking a lot of damage. But now here comes the Zeraf with his ultimate. Twisted Fate ultimate onto Vishaco. Vishaco get away in time. The box is used. Granny Spanner uses his cleanse as well. But Devious Minds don't want to stop with this fight. It's the clone. That's not the real Shaco. Devious Minds just getting one kill from this fight. I think they expected more. They used most of their abilities for this one. Shadow Surge is still there. Oh, February 14th with a nice flash. Now he wants to get things started, but he's going to get killed very quickly. He didn't have Lilton's Lullaby that he could use. Now, oh my goodness, Frostmoth with the cleanup to end all cleanups. Finally, a big fight for Devious Minds in this bot lane. And it comes at a very opportune time because the dragon is about to spawn as well. They get pretty much everything they could have hoped for here. It's again the dangerous jungle mid duo of Devious Minds, Frostmoth and Arins. Doing all kinds of damage in the regular season here. They're looking to secure that first place tiebreaker. Granny Spanner going for that Gale Force, which doesn't surprise me. Twisted Fate is lacking in that range department if he's only playing with auto attacks. Blaziken's caught up with all that CC, the gold card, Everfrost, the Fear. It's simply too much to deal with. Now, nice stun from Hikes. Trying to follow that up with the Shaco, but Shaco's not that fed yet. Was a nice try though. Oh, but now Jotsuyu in a lot of trouble. Will be able to get away though. Oh, February 14th still looking for that 1v1, even though Tizen's close to his turret. Now Arins is here. The turret is pretty much dead, so they will continue chasing. Arins doesn't even need to kill the turret to get that one. The damage is obscene on this champion right now. He doesn't even have Collector finished.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
The Absolute units made some okay plays in the first 10 minutes of the game. It wasn't a complete write-off in the early game, but now we're slowly seeing what the Kindred can do with an early game lead. Uh-oh. Another engage from Devious Minds. Jotsuyu actually uses his ultimate. But an ultimate of Devious Minds is also forced out. That Devour is now on cooldown. Oh my goodness, just the tip of a range on that E, and the Vex gets the 8th kill of the game. Frostmoth is officially legendary. He doesn't even need that ultimate. Oh, they will go for it. Pops the Zanyas, forces his team to take tower aggro. He's gonna keep going, but that is surely too deep. That's a big shutdown that was just given to the Heimerdinger, I believe. We're not out of the woods just yet. Devious Minds have to be a little bit more careful about what they're doing. Gale Force from Arins trying to secure that kill, but he was just half a second too late on that one. Still, they will summon the Rift Herald and they will surely get this mid lane turret. their troubles. Jotsu, look at his positioning. Not caught by the wards. Lamb's Respite coming out. But Zaraf can still fire off more shots? No, he can't. He actually cancelled it. It was just one shot that he used. Teleport used by Cargilly to save the bot lane turret. Now T-Zems could be in trouble. But he manages to successfully avoid the gank with his Abyssal Voyage. Oh, there's another engage from Granny Spanner, but he's dangerously close to the enemy. But now he has the follow-up from Frostmoth, and he has more than enough damage. The TF did all the initial work, and now Vex is getting kills, but eventually she dies, though. Now T-Zems and Rins versus Cargilly. This is not a very fair fight. He's going to press stopwatch for some extra seconds added to his lifespan, but it won't change a thing. Devious Minds will get the bot lane tier 1. But not before they get this dragon. It looks like they just want to prioritize that first and get it as soon as possible. The absolute units that also even responded with a TP. Oh, the stun comes in! And this time, Rins could not save himself from death. The jungler dies right before dragon. Can absolute units stop the dragon stacking? Granny Spanner is here, he's in position, he's doing a lot of damage, but still, can't really 1v4. Absolute units, the team is all here. Will Devious Minds still go for the fight? Looks like the answer is yes. Teleport comes out. Absolute units slowly backing off, but here comes Frostmoth with the Shadow Surge. Absolute units trying to disengage, but Blaziken will fall first. There's more than enough damage still left in the tank for Devious Minds to prevent this from happening. February's 14th still at full health, still has Lilting Lullaby, but approaching here, coming in, trying to do something, that'll be extremely difficult. Frostmoth looking for kills though, and I don't know if that's the right idea. Frostmoth dies unnecessarily once again. Meanwhile, they actually have a Rins split pushing on the other side of the map. They don't even care about this dragon all that much. If they can just keep absolute units positioned in this spot, they can get even more objectives and further their gold lead. Still 2 members defending this bot lane turret, but it's not enough. Pikes cannot clear the wave in time. February 14th actually committed to defending this one, but I don't think that was the play. Now he doesn't have this flash, which will be valuable for Valilia in the long term. Blaziken is still looking for a hook, just barely misses it. Absolute units still have the engage. Devious Minds trying to kite back. Now they will try to re-engage. Arins is already here. Back to spell trouble for absolute units. He's looking for those kills. He gets the first one. Stunned, however, now flashes in. Double kill. Chotsu completely out of sorts. Trying to do some alcove gaming, but the stealth does not last long enough to prevent certain death. Frostmoth going for more kills. He dies in the process, but the clean ace still comes out. 24 and 9. 24 versus 9 on the scoreboard. Devious Minds having a little bit of fun with it, like it has to be said, but regardless, they are definitely the better team this time around. And they will not even get this Hextech Dragon, they just go straight towards the Baron. I suppose the rationale here is they can't get this dragon anyway. Plus, we're feeling so strong that maybe with this Baron buff we can end the game outright. I don't know if that will happen, but looks like it will just be the Baron plus Dragon package. And it doesn't look like absolute units have what it takes to prevent this from happening. Cho2 actually split pushing on the other side, which feels sensible. You want to get what you can while Devious Minds are pushing on the other side of the map, but Hikes is not where you should be when Devious Minds have this much control over the map. Now Renz is going to meet Blazikus, but oh my goodness, look at the crit! That was absolutely ridiculous damage. Already at 3 items for the Kindred, plus multiple stacks on the passive. That can only mean death for anyone who is unfortunate enough to meet a Rin's 1v1. Go2 still committed to his split push. Can absolute units hold on for him to get more than just 2 turrets? The Enchanted Crystal Arrow comes out, but it can't be followed up from the looks of things. Go2 gets 2 turrets. It's a pretty good trade, but now, well, he didn't get away fast enough. Rin's caught up to him. That's another kill for him on the scoreboard. Oh, Shadow Surge lands again. Everyone is feared. There's no way to disengage from the fight. And Frostmoth just lands every single Shadow Surge in these fights. 15, 4, and 4, 10, 2, and 6. The mid-jungle duo is on point for Devious Minds. We're still looking for more on the fountain. Can we get even 1 kill? Arins does have a lot of damage. He will get another one. Now we're trying to endure this barrage, but Arins walks into the fountain, which means he just gets mowed down by the laser. Lamb's Respite does not work against that. And it's just going to be a quick and fairly painless victory for Devious Minds as they move on to a 9-3 record, officially tied with Manhattan Project, officially set up for a tiebreaker for first place in the standings.